Hello there and welcome. My name is Linda and this is my channel Linda T70. It's really good to have your company today. Thank you for watching, thank you for coming back, and if you're new, welcome. Right, so I'm going to start the video today by there's a couple of things I want to talk to you about. Well, I want to talk to you about this health thing. I did say I'd update you. Today is Friday and I've had my phone call with the healthcare person at my surgery, and there's a couple of things, other things afterwards as well. I know the excitement. So fortunately, because I made an appointment, a phone call appointment with my GP or a GP at the beginning of the week, and I did request the doctor that I'd seen before, who I thought, well, she'll know what I'm talking about with all this stuff. This was, if you haven't seen me before, this was some blood test results that she'd suggested I had. So I noticed on the text I got confirming the appointment that there wasn't a name of a GP on there, so I wanted to be prepared. So I bit the bullet and phoned my surgery. Sorry, little cough. And they told me that the doctor wasn't available that I wanted, so I was going to be speaking to a pharmacy clinician, something like that. And I thought, oh dear. But anyway, I thought, well, I'll go with it. And when I was on the phone, I managed to make an appointment with the doctor I did want to see, but that's not for another well, it's the 11th of March, so we're talking the best part of 2 weeks, but that's fine. I thought, well, I'll speak to somebody today, and you know, in case I'm going to drop dead or anything, she'll probably let me know, and then I can see the other GP or speak to the other GP about the weight loss injections, which was really one of the big things I wanted to talk to her about. But I thought, well, I will also ask the pharmacy person as well, because they might have an opinion on it. I didn't expect to get anything particularly revolutionary or saying, oh yes, you must go on it. I expected some general information, and I expected it to be a bit negative as well, to be honest. I don't really know why, but I did. Anyway, so just to let you know, all the tests I had, the liver, and I know a lot of you won't care about this, but some of you seem to be really quite interested and have told me about you know personal issues that you've had. So just to summarise, the liver, iron, thyroid, and HbA1c, which I've never ever heard of, all came back normal. So that's all good news. The cholesterol was a little bit elevated. And from what I gathered, the lady I spoke to this morning, she was lovely and very helpful and answered all my questions, but she spoke really quickly, and it was all 20% this and, you know, just shortenings of letters, you know, like all these, you're supposed to know what all these things mean, and if you don't, and I don't anyway. So I was frantically writing stuff down, and then you look at it afterwards and you think, oh, what's this mean? But anyway, with the cholesterol, she said, and if these figures don't sound right to you, it's because I've written them down wrong. But she said, I think that my cholesterol should be 2, and mine was 3.29. So there's room for improvement there. She said my good cholesterol was good. It should be, well, it doesn't. These numbers don't really make sense to me. 1.2 and mine is 1.9. But anyway, it was good. And it's just the LDL, which is the bad cholesterol, which is 3.29, and I should aim for 2. So, you know, if you understand this sort of thing. The HbA1c thing, I had to watch a video on that because I didn't know what that was, but that's to do with your hemoglobin and the glucose in your blood gripping onto or attaching itself to your red blood cells, and that, anyway, that was all right as far as they're concerned anyway. So mostly positive stuff. And she also said, do you know what I expected really? She didn't advocate me going on a diet or anything. She just said make small changes. She said things like butter, cheese, you know, you've heard all this before, just eat less of it. You know, you can buy these little drink things to improve your cholesterol. And I said, well, do they actually work? And she said they did, so I'll have to believe her on that. So it was all pretty good advice. She said about alcohol, which I've cut. I mean, I drink very little now. I used to drink more because I enjoy a glass of wine. I don't drink anything else, I just like wine. Not constantly, but you know, I didn't have any in January, and I've had a couple of glasses in February, but you know, not very much, so that's not really a big issue for me. I can cut more of that out if I need to. And she said just make small changes, move about a bit more. She said if you cut things out, you know, you're going to crave them, which is kind of what we all know, isn't it? And it was good to hear somebody actually say that rather than them saying, you know, you don't eat any of this and you don't eat any of that. And I was watching Geordie Grandma this morning talking about her weight loss. I don't want to use the J word again, but you know, she wants to lose some weight, and the little changes that she's can make and has been making. So you know, I was sort of mindful of it when I was talking to this pharmacist. Anyway, it was all very interesting. She was really helpful, and at the end I said, look, I know this is probably something you don't have much of an opinion on, but I said, what do you think about the weight loss injections in general, because obviously you don't actually know me. And she was quite positive about it actually, which was quite surprising. She said make sure that, she said they do help with people. There are side effects. Sometimes people, I think she said, get an inflamed pancreas, which doesn't sound nice, does it? But you know, not everyone does. She said make sure you go to somebody rather than buying them online. Go to a pharmacy and speak to someone. Get the advice from them, and then of course you'll know that the product that you're receiving is a genuine, proper product, not something that some cowboys put together. Also, it's just struck me on a lot of people have mentioned statins to me. I spoke to, before I had this conversation this morning, I spoke to my my friend, my very good friend, one of my very good friends, and well, two of my very good friends actually, who are not related, so you know, they are not in the same household or anything. They are separate people who both take statins, and I asked them, because I was looking through them, because I thought, well, people say that they lower cholesterol, and I thought maybe they'll offer me those, and I don't know whether they'd be the right choice, because I don't want to keep on just taking a load of stuff really. I'm 71 years old, and I take, I mean, I keep mentioning I'm 71 in case you've never seen me before, and all I take is 2 low dosage beta blockers a day for the palpitations thing. But she said if none of this works and your cholesterol is still a little bit elevated in 6 months, when they'll check me again, she said it might be a genetic thing. And of course I don't know if as far as I know, my parents didn't have high cholesterol, or my sister, but they've been gone such a long time. I don't remember them ever mentioning it. I don't remember them taking piles of pills, but perhaps they did. So I've got no way really of telling whether that's a possibility for me. But anyway, it sounds to me quite positive that I can do something about this. She did say, when you come back in, it made me laugh, when you come back in 6 months for your blood test, she said just make sure you don't make it after I don't know how old she thinks I was, a hen do, or you know, a binge drinking and eating weekend, because she said that will affect your results. So I thought that's a good tip to know, isn't it? Yeah, so that was useful, and she did have an opinion on the weight loss jabs, and it seemed to be fairly positive. And the things I didn't have a chance to ask her, which I'd written down, but she was ever so good. She didn't sound like she was trying to get me off the phone, but we were talking for, must have been 20 minutes. I didn't get a chance to ask about whether it's potential that I might get have to have an ECG or another heart monitor fitted to resolve the beta blocker thing, the heart palpitation thing, or whether I should get my beta blocker dose adjusted. I just didn't have a chance. But as I say, I've got my other appointment coming up, which is in the bag, so I will be able to ask the GP that on that day. So thank you for all your interest. I know this isn't interesting to everybody, but a lot of us are older that watch my channel and have similar sorts of problems, so it's quite interesting. I'm just so pleased that you know, at the moment anyway, nothing too horrible shown up, and it's kind of manageable, because yeah, well, we don't want that, do we? But second subject I was going to talk to you about was I think I haven't done my thumbnail for my video yet, but I think I was going to put, I thought I'm going to put, I've broken the law or something to that effect on it, because I got a real shock yesterday. I'd got all my day planned out, because I was going to have a nice floral video for you today, which we still will touch on. Was going to do a decoration for my table downstairs. And I know that I've got in this house, it's like all the other things I lose. I still haven't found that bit of the camera, by the way. Some Oasis, you know, the florist foam stuff. I just call it Oasis. I don't know if that's a brand. And I knew I had some, and I know I've seen it, but I can't remember where. So the other night I was hunting high and low, and I thought, right, I don't know where it is. I'm going to have to go to Hobbycraft, which is about 3 miles away from where I live. You know, I have to drive there and just pick up some more to put in my basket thing, which I will show you. And also my car tax was running out. It runs out today. Today's the 28th of February. And so yesterday I thought I had some invoicing to do for current husband, and I thought I'll do my car tax and I won't forget. So I put all the information into it's the .gov website, is it, you do use, whatever that website is. And at the end it said that we can't, words to the effect of, we can't process this as you have no MOT on your vehicle. And I thought, that's a bit odd. I always MOT and tax my vehicle, as you do, and insure it. It's I know what time of year, it's always this time of year. My car I bought in, the date I got it was when a few years ago was the 11th of March, and I remember that because that's my niece's birthday. So I know I'm prompted in my brain that these things happen around this time. So I thought, well, this can't be right, that must be wrong. So I put all the information in again, and I thought, well, actually this, you know, must be, because it's got my car details on it, my reg and everything. And the way I do it is, one of our sons, not the one you've met on YouTube, but the other one, he is a mechanic, and he works for Ford, and I have a Ford car, and he also does MOTs, qualified to do MOTs, so he does them. He services my car every year, and he does my MOT. Not necessarily at the same time, but you know, it's always in my mind to do it, and I've always done it. And last year I know he serviced my car, and I couldn't understand how I could find no trace of having this MOT done. Anyway, so basically I spent all yesterday morning on the phone to current husband asking if he's got any pearls of wisdom about all this, and checking bank statements and emails and whatnot to check if I've had a confirmation sent to me of paying of doing my MOT or paying the amount for it. And do you get a confirmation in your email for your MOT? Probably don't, do you? That's just a manual thing, isn't it? Or, you know, somebody does it and as it puts it on the system, I suppose. I don't know. Anyway, couldn't find anything, and my heart's sinking. And I thought, when I checked on the .gov, it said it had run out in February, in March 2024. So I've been driving my car all over the place. We've been on holiday. We went down to Hampshire last year. We've been all over the place with a car that's got no MOT. And this big flash came up on the screen on the website when it told me that I hadn't got a current MOT, saying that there is £1,000 fine for not having an MOT. And I'm thinking, and I couldn't really understand how, I mean, you know, as I say, I don't really know how these things work, but I would have thought if you haven't got an MOT, somebody would let you know. And because there's all this AMPR everywhere, isn't it? So, you know, your number plate's being clocked wherever you drive, and they can get you if you've got no tax from these things, can't they? Or maybe I'm wrong. But I thought, if I haven't got an MOT, I'm just surprised no one's told me. The powers that be haven't written to me and said, look here, missus, you've forgotten to do this. Because I would never knowingly drive a vehicle around. I mean, I had my grandchildren in it. So basically, yesterday, to come back to where I started from, my plan was to go to Hobbycraft in my car and get some Oasis to do this thing today. Well, I was going to do this video yesterday, but I thought, well, I can't get in my car now because, you know, it's got no MOT. I've been driving around for 364 days with it with no MOT. Anyway, so as I say, our son is a mechanic, and he does Ford cars, MOTs, well, other cars as well. So fortunately, he's come to pick it up today. He's taken it off to do a full MOT on it. Anything, as we just said, just anything that it needs, just we'll pay for it, just do it, please. And then when he comes home, when the car comes back today, and I know it's all been put on the system or whatever, I can then do my road tax, because, you know, we're going to Bath next week. So it was all touch and go, really. So and of course I was worrying so much about this, it gave me a migraine yesterday as well. Honestly, I'm such a delicate flower, aren't I? But yeah, so I couldn't believe it, and I thought, oh, what if I get a fine? I mean, it was a genuine oversight. We think, what must have happened? Because Karen's husband said to me, well, you must have had one, because an MOT, because you only pay 6 months, and your 6 months would have fallen in September or whatever it was, and it would have told you then you didn't have one. But I think we must have paid a year, and I must have paid it before the end of February last year. Must have paid for 12 months, so that's why it didn't show up until now. But I just feel awful. I hope they don't fine me, because I've been driving for 50, 51, 52 years. I've never even had a point on my license, so I'm not exactly criminally intent or anything like that. So if they do write to me, I just have to cry and hope that they let me off. I don't know if they would have already fined me if they were going to, but I don't know how I've just not been told about this. I thought I'd get some sort of notification, but there we go. Anyway, so I do feel terrible. I mean, just so you know, I always do my tax and my service and my insurance as a, this is the first time I've had a problem, and it's just an oversight. I must have just thought, current husband spoke to our son last night, and he said probably when I did the service last year, I didn't have time to do the MOT. I probably said, oh, we'll get that booked in the next couple of weeks, and we just forgot about it. But anyway, there we go. So I do feel bad about that, and I wouldn't normally do anything that wouldn't, like that. Of course, none of us would we? So basically, that leaves me without any Oasis to do this. So I'll show you some of the stuff I've got out. I've had a little sort out through my fake flowers, my faux flowers. Now, I'll take this out and show you this basket. When I was in Matalan, I don't know, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, who knows when it was, I saw this. I didn't see much in there I liked. I did buy a top, but I haven't shown you that yet. So you can see it's quite a long top. I like this. I've got a little plant pot actually that I bought from Dunelm, that's got this sort of style to it with the sort of sage green edging. This was £8.50 from Matalan, which I think is probably quite a lot, but I did like it, and I thought, I've got my dining room table. It's not in the dining room, it's just in the big room downstairs, the one room we have. I I thought that would look quite nice. And I've also got that little stand I bought. I haven't tried it on the table yet, but I'm sure it'd be nice. So I thought I want to fill that with Oasis and some flowers. So I've had a look through. I went to the range at the beginning of the week just to see what they had in the way of sort of spring-like flowers. I didn't really want to go full Easter because it's not Easter for ages yet, is it? And you know, you do get a bit sick of Easter eggs, don't you, before Easter. So some of this is old and some of this is new. Now I've got this, I think this is a Stacey Solomon wreath that I got last year, which I had on the front door. So I can put that back out again. They did have some nice stuff in the range, in the way of wreaths and garlands. And this seems to be, I don't want to peek too early showing you all this stuff, but this sort of tulip thing seems to be quite big in the range. They've got some really nice garlands and they're not that expensive for garlands. And yeah, they've kind of used this a bit on wreaths and garlands and these picks. And I think they're really quite pretty. I like the tulips. I bought that pot of tulips a couple of weeks ago that I showed you, that I was just on my little coffee table downstairs. But anyway, so I've got this and I thought I can jazz this up somehow because it's a bit boring, isn't it? I mean, I didn't do anything to it last year, but you know, I think I probably will. So the faux flowers I bought from the range all came to a total of just under 20 quid. I don't know if that's expensive or not, but I'll show you what I chose. They've got labels on, but most of them haven't got the prices on. I've got 2 of these picks, and my thinking was I could cut them up because I don't really want a long thing, like a tall thing like that to go in my basket. So I thought if they were kind of a bit more peekaboo size, so I think I'll cut those up. But I thought they were quite pretty. So 2 of those I got. I bought, these were £1 each. I bought pink, what are they called? I mean, this is all branded as Easter stuff, but Easter Daisy Spray. Are these Easter Daisy sprays as well? Yep, pink daisies. So I bought that, and a white one. And then I thought, oh, I better pick a couple more up because, you know, you think you've got enough and you haven't. And so another 2 pink and a yellow and another white. Oh no, haven't. No, that's a different thing. I did mean to pick another white up, but I'm an idiot and I forgot. So, whoops, they were all £1 each. I mean, they're not great, but I thought, well, you know, it's a bit of spring colour, isn't it? Then I bought this pick as well. I thought this could be cut up. Is there a price on this? Oh, £2.39. I mean, this is ginormously long, so I'm going to have to cut these down when I cut them up anyway. But it doesn't make sense, does it? But you know what I mean. There's the other one of these. But basically, I'm going to have to balance them in this thing and hope they hold each other up because I just haven't got any Oasis. Should I mention that? Right, I did find, these are things I already had. I do find these 2 nondescript bits of foliagey stuff. I don't know what they're meant to be, but I think I've cut them down before off of something else. I think they might have come on a garland and I just chopped that up. So I've got those to stick in. I thought they'd be all right. I've got this, which I also had in my autumn display, but it's ivy, and ivy is all year round, isn't it? So, if you ignore the little cones on them probably. So I thought I could use the ivy to make it look a bit more natural. I bought this as well, although this does have eggs on it. This was, got a bit thingy bob round here. Does it tell you on there? This was £3.99. Oh well. I thought it was quite pretty. This is quite Eastery, and I did wonder about putting that round the wreath thing. But I'll see how I go, because this stuff might help hold the, as I don't have any oasis. Did I mention I don't have any oasis? This might help keep the plants in place. So can you see, it's quite cute. They had loads of stuff in the range for Easter, and I sort of went to pick it up and I thought, why do you want this stuff? I mean, Easter is, I think, towards the end of April this year, and we're not even quite in March. It's March tomorrow, so I don't really want bunnies around the place at the moment, but you know, maybe I'll do something you know, nearer the time. I found these, which I'm not sure about sunflowers. I love these things, and I put them in my autumn display. And I didn't know whether I should put these in or not. And then I thought, oh well, as long as if I want them in there, I couldn't I? It doesn't matter if they're not spring. And I've got a couple of eucalyptus picks that he said something else then, which I've had for ages and ages, and they're just sort of sitting in a box, so I brought those out for a bit of greenery. I mean, you see eucalyptus everywhere, don't you, at the moment? I don't mean out in nature, I mean just in the shops, and everything is everywhere. So yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll have a little go. I'm going to go through and cut all the labels off and try and cut them down a bit, and then yeah, I'll come back to you. Right, well, I've started by putting this bit of ivy in the basket. Now, as I said, I don't have any oasis, so I don't know whether this will work, whether the bits will stick together. I've been chopping, hello. I've been taking the prices off and trying to chop up some of this foliage to make it more to the size I want. And I have to tell you, this is impossible for me to cut. I've enlisted the help of some pliers, some little pliers. Are these called pliers? They are, I think, aren't they? I've got scissors, which of course aren't any use at all. And I suspect if the current husband was here, he'd probably be able to do it with the pliers, but I just can't do it. So I basically just ended up with a load of sharp bits that might hurt my fingers. So anyway, I thought what I'd do, this is the front, the back is has got less foliage over the top, coming over the top. So I thought if I started to poke a few bits in, and I could try and do this while you're with me, if you're interested. Obviously, if you're not, then you're not. Some of these I might have to cut down a bit more. I've cut a lot of this eucalyptus out off of the stems. So I'm going to start by just bunging some of this in. Now, I'm not very good at this sort of stuff. It's all very much just bung it in and see what it looks like. And I'm never very happy when I do anything like this. I just think, oh, it doesn't look very nice. But I don't know, maybe it'll be okay today. I've got quite a big table here, but it's all falling on the floor still. I need a bit more over the back there, because I'm kind of using this foliage to support stuff. So for example, what have we got? Something just fell out there. Oh, maybe it was this, I don't know. So let's put this in. Now I might be able to cut some of this off. One of these I cut quite successfully. There we go. So I will sort of turn this round in a minute so you can see. It looks a bit rubbish, doesn't it? think I'll be able to cut through that bit, so I'm going to have to somehow stand that up. Just imagining it to be a bit like a window box or something like that. Oh. You don't want this all the same height, but you don't want it too tall either in this, do you? That in there. Oh, maybe I'll cut a bit more of that. Whoops. Right, put some of this over. I would say that when I get to Hobbycraft, I'll go in and buy some Oasis and take all this out stuff and start again, but I probably won't, will I? Because I'll be moving on to something else by then. Maybe put this one in here. So it's kind of where we are so far. Whoops. If you can get the idea. It's just supposed to look like a little window box or something without the window. What else have we got? Let's put some more of this in. I mean, to be quite honest, this sort of thing, you don't have to be really very good at crafting or anything, do you? I mean, I'm not wonderful at crafting, but well, I'm not even good at crafting, but you know, it's just a bit of colour, isn't it? Put some of these sort of daisy things in. Let's put that, maybe try and make it look a bit natural, don't you? Natural mess. I really can't tell what you can see. I know you're looking at the wrong side. So this was that big thing that I cut down, that big daisy thing. Right, let's chop some more of this down. Oh. Now, oh my goodness, I still don't know whether to put the sunflowers in. I mean, sunflowers don't come out this time of year naturally, do they? We need a bit of realism here, don't we? We need a bit of realism. Yeah, I think just sometimes it's just easier to have these sort of things, and I do love fresh spring flowers, but they just, you know, like I've said before, they just die, don't they? And it's a shame. Now I'm going to try plonking this big thing in, but I don't know. I think it might look stupid. I'll show you what this looks like so far. I mean, I think that looks all right, actually. Hang on a minute. Let's just have a bit of a fiddle with this ivy. I think that kind of helps, the ivy coming over the edge. Looks a bit more kind of, oh, hanging baskety, I suppose. Where was that? I thought I had another bit of this in here. Where'd it gone? Bits of paper, everything. Let's see if I can cut one of these bits off. Yeah, it's quite tricky to cut, even with a pair of pliers. Let's try this bit's a bit thinner. There we go, do that bit back, put that in there. I'm sure I put a bit of this in somewhere. I'll do another one. I will show you at the end, by the way. We've only if you're interested in gardens. Whoops. We've bought a few plants. We've got a bit of a rough idea of what we're going to do with our garden this year. We're getting rid of one of the little bits of decking that's at the end of the garden. I will show you. And we are going to plant something there. Now, we were aiming for a tree when we went to the garden centre. I'm just cutting bits off of this. We went to the garden centre at the weekend to buy a tree that we both liked. I was a bit reluctant to buy anything that fruits, because you get, although they look nice, you know, anything with fruit or berries, although they do look nice, and obviously they're nice, you can pick stuff from your garden, there's the age-old problem of birds pooping on your washing with, you know, after having feasted on a load of cherries or something, and that's not the look I want really. So I saw a birch tree, because I've been watching, what's it called, Garden Rescue with Charlie Dimmock. I like Charlie Dimmock, and you know, to get some ideas on the plants they've been using. But I saw a birch tree which I thought would be quite nice, because the other thing is, I don't know how much longer we're going to be alive for. But some things like take 20 years to get to their full height. Now, when we planted we've got an enormous fatsia in the back garden, and it sort of twines in with our Acer tree. And they were just little pot plants when we bought them, but that was probably 20 years ago. So that I wasn't thinking like that then. But we wanted something that was, you know, not going to take years and years for it to get to its full height really, which cut out quite a few things. But in the end we bought another Acer, which to go on that side of the garden to balance out with the other one. But I've been thinking about that, and I think that's going to be too, it just looks like twigs at the moment. As I say, I will show you. It just looks like twigs at the moment, and I don't think that's going to give the impact as quick as I'd like it to. I mean, I might be knocking around here when I'm in 20 years' time, who knows? But so, and we want to plant some rambling roses, which we bought those, which we've never had before. The arch that we had in the middle of the garden at Christmas, we're going to put that at the end of the garden. So, you know, we've got a few things in sort of in our mind to do, and it's just getting out there and doing it when it's not absolutely blowing a gale or freezing cold. I mean, I know gardening isn't a fine weather sport, is it? But, you know, at the moment, you just don't want to be out there, do you? Although, having said that, it's a lovely day today. So, yes, I suppose I should be doing something. But yeah, so that's our project that we've got to do. So there's some drilling and cutting and whatever that current husband's got to do. So yeah, I will, as I say, I'll show you the plants we bought if you're interested. If you're not, I can't help that. Sorry. So I've cut that down a bit now. Actually, that's not so bad. That is not so bad, Linda. So what we'll do. Can you see what I'm thinking here? I hope you can see this all right. My friend that she's a gardener, but she used to be a display, working display, as in window dressing and that. So display, that's what you call it, isn't it? So she's got a very good eye for these things, so I shall get her opinion when she comes. She's coming over at lunchtime, and she can tell me if she thinks it's a load of old rubbish, and she will if she does think it's like that. She won't just say, oh yes, it's lovely. Well, I don't think so anyway. She might start fiddling with it though. I've noticed that with her before. If she's not quite happy with something, she has a little fiddle with it. But then, because we do the Christmas decorations together, we have done for the past 3 or 4 years anyway. She comes around because she enjoys all that, and she'll do stuff, and she's got very much design thing in her brain, and so she sort of positions things, which is absolutely fine. But sometimes I think, and then, you know, I do move them, and she doesn't mind. Well, if she does, she's not said to me anyway. But we all like different things, don't we? We can't all be the same. Right, I'm just going to cut a few more of the taller bits off this and shove this bit of stuff in. Bit of stuff in. Shove it in. Who cares, eh? Take some of the taller stuff out. This is the key to this one, I think. Take some of the taller stuff out, and then you don't have to cut the bottom bit off. Oh, I'm so sorry I keep saying it drives me nuts. I can't stop doing it though. Do you notice that, don't you, when you watch YouTubers? There we go. Everything, lots of people have a thing that they do, whether it's using their hands a lot or saying but and in normal life you don't notice yourself doing it. It's only when you watch yourself on a flipping video and you think, oh my god, better stop doing that. But yes, that is my thing, the right. So if we treat that as the back and this as the front, those tall bits I don't think are too bad. Well, you've sort of sat here with me in real time doing this. I don't think I want to put those these in, because I just don't think I need to. So that is how we're looking. So I'll take it downstairs and put it on my table, and I'll bring you with me, and then you can tell me what you think. I actually don't think that looks too bad. We've got a little bit of, we just need a little bit of hangy downy this side, just to make it a bit more even, a bit more symmetrical. So pull some of the ivy over. I don't think that matters, that's an autumn thing really, does it? It doesn't matter, does it? We don't care. We don't care on the Linda T channel, we just chuck it in and hope for the best, that's what we do. Oh, actually I'll put a bit more yellow that side, just to make that look a bit more even. So all I've got left is this thing, which I think I might twine round this. Not today though, I'm not putting this out today. I suppose I could hang this out today, couldn't I, and just not put this on. Sort of to give, running out of space here, give this sort of effect. What do you think? It's quite pretty, isn't it? Well, I wouldn't have bought it if I didn't like it, but yes, I just think it's a little bit too early for Easter eggs all over the place. This type of look, I don't know if you can get the idea, but it will be neater than that, obviously. Oh, here we go. Right, so do we need any more green in there? I mean, even those, the picks I bought with the tulip heads on, they've got eucalyptus on them, so hey ho. Right, I'm going to take this downstairs and show you what it looks like. There we are, what do you think? I mean, what did that take me? 10 or 15 minutes to chuck that stuff in? And I think, I mean, I shouldn't say so myself, should I? But I think it looks quite natural. Looks like somebody scattered some wild flower seeds or something. Anyway, right. Just to show you out here, if you can hear voices and traffic, honestly it doesn't sound noisy at all until I listen to my videos back, and it sounds really noisy, but there's somebody chatting in the distance. So anyway, so I bought these rambling roses the other day. I say we. It's a crimson one, and where's the other one? Oh, here, stupid. And this sort of purple one. This was the Acer we bought, and it's just loads of sticks at the moment, so you can see what I mean. Not very impactful. And I bought another Fatsia. So what? And oh, and I also bought these, which it's rained so much since I bought them. Sorry, shadow. They've kind of gone a bit horrible, but hopefully they'll come back. I'm going to put those out the front. They should look like these ones here. Now, we're all in a mess because of what we're planning to do, but I'm still really pleased with this pot. I'm sorry about the light. I hope you can see this okay. Little cyclamen and violas are coming out, and this as well. I'm pleased with this. Crunchy grass. The daffs are coming out in there. I've put a couple in there. This over here, I've dumped all that stuff on it because there's soil in the middle, and the dog keeps going in there and digging and chewing things. God knows what she's chewing. Well, they both do it actually. Oh, she is. So I've just chucked those things in there to try and keep them out of the middle. So the idea is, because it was going to be a world of pain getting rid of this bit of decking because of, well, for all sorts of reasons, so we decided we'd take the middle bit out, which is kind of follows the shape of the patio, of the decking, and there's going to be soil in there with things planted in it, including some sort of tree, or maybe just that acer if I live long enough to see it. So that's what we're planning to do here. This arch thing is going to be positioned properly, and hopefully we're going to have the climbing roses going up that. Don't know if this will work or not, but you've got to have dreams, haven't you? That was a few little... Do you know, I found these bulbs in somewhere and I was going to chuck them out, and I thought, oh, I'll just stick them in there, and they've come out. Isn't that cute? The crocosmia's all shooting. It's just so nice to see all this new stuff coming through. Poor old Jasmine got hit by the frost. That's the second time that's happened to that. I'm surprised it came back at all. You know, I kind of want to... I've got several of these skimmier plants, and I think I want to move some of those. I'm not really sure how I'm going to do that or where I'm going to put them, and I've got a couple of geums at the top there that come up every year. So I'm going inside because I don't know how well you can see any of this. But yeah, so my plan, well actually I'll turn the camera around. At the front of our house, we don't have a front garden, we've just got an area, and I would say it's about 4 foot deep, maybe 5, but probably just over 4 foot by maybe 6 foot across. It's not very big, and we put decking on it because it was just easier to do that. So every year I try and put some sort of display out there, and I try and do things a bit differently. So this year I've decided, I did think about putting that arch out there and have something climbing up that out the front, but I just thought no. So my plan this year is to I've bought, oh I didn't show you, but on that table I just showed you with the roses, I bought a hydrangea, but it's one of those with the different shaped heads. They're kind of almost sort of tulip shaped. I don't know what you call them. Hang on. It says hydrangea paniculata on the label. I don't know if that means anything to you, but anyway, it looks a bit different to the other hydrangea we've got dug into the back garden. But I want to put that in a pot. I want the fatsia in a pot. I've got some grasses out the front. I would show you, but it's just a bit awkward here because people are always walking past, and you can see people's door numbers and things, and I know that's not really the thing to do. So I'm just explaining it to you. We'll show you when it's all done. So I want some statement plants out there really. I don't know until I do it, but I've just got a thing in my head of what I'd like to do. So, and it's quite shady out the front. At the front it faces north, so we get the sunshine in the back. So yeah, things do quite well in the front as well, as long as you plant accordingly. So yeah, anyway, enough talk about gardens because I haven't done any of this yet, and I might change my mind again. But yeah, I'll just come back in a sec. Right, so that's it for the video today. I've just found some more bits of these, so I'm just going to poke those into the display as well. Thank you so much for all your, I genuinely mean this, all the support and the comments that you send. You've all been so nice. I know some of you are a bit poorly at the moment, so I do wish all of you very well. Just that time of year, isn't it? Thank you for all your advice on the medical matters. I hope that's not too tedious, and of course it's not everybody's cup of tea listening to that, so I know I'm on awkward territory here. If you would like to subscribe and don't already, please do. I think there's a button thing that usually is on the end that you can press and subscribe. I keep gaining subscribers and then losing them. Now I don't know where I'm going wrong, but I would really love to get to my 2,000. I've been at 1,880 something for, well, 1,870 something forever. That kept going up and down, and then I got to did get a few more viewers, and then that goes up and down. And if you know what I'm doing wrong, please tell me. I mean, I know not everybody's cup of tea, but anyway, if you can help in any way get me up to my 2,000, I would really appreciate it, because I know we all say the same thing, don't we, all us YouTube people? It does. I mean, for a start, it just invigorates you to think you've got more people that, you know, I suppose just like you really, and like listening to you and like your content. But it does also help your videos be pushed out for more people. And as my videos are aimed at mostly older people, I do think there's a bit of a shortage. So it would be nice to just to reach more people really, and we could all join in and have, it's like having, I feel like it's like having a big old giant coffee together or something when we do our videos. I really do. I feel quite, you know, it's just not like we're having a bit of a chin wag. And sometimes there's some funny bits, or sometimes there's some maybe interesting bits inside. So anyway, that's the end of my plea. But 2,000 would be nice, and then I probably said this when I got to 1,000. I won't go on about it anymore. But it is, you know, I do see other people get good numbers, and I'm not sure where I'm going wrong. But anyway, I know a lot of you who subscribe enjoy watching, and a lot of you that watch, and you know, you don't have to. It's up to you. But it would be nice. So thank you. I try not to go on about this too much, but it would be nice. It would make my day. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for your support. I look forward to seeing you next week. We're going away, and thank you for your comments about Bath as well. We're going away to Bath next week, so I'm, you know, I'll take you on that journey anyway. That is a journey. That's not like a weight loss journey. That's a proper going somewhere journey. I'll take you there with us and show you as much as I can that I think you'll be interested in. And yeah, I'll come up with something else for Monday. So Tuesday's video. So take care. Thanks so much. Bye for now. Bye-bye.